Hi there, welcome to yet another Facemaker tutorial. I'm Nuno, and this time we're going to talk about circles. Yeah, circle widgets. So this is a part of a series of videos talking about the various widget types on Facemaker, both for Amazfit and Huawei. So I'm going to start by showing you the circle widget for Huawei, how it works, and then we'll go and talk about the Amazfit circles, okay? So I have loaded Huawei GT3, it's here, it's this handsome watch, and yeah, we're gonna add a circle widget. So for that, you usually have circles on the widget main container, and then you load a sub container and select the data type. So let's go ahead and select, I don't know, heart rate, and then we'll select the circle data type, or rather the widget type. And here it is, a circle. So what you see here right now is not the circle, sorry. This is the container. The circle is here, okay? And we'll talk about containers on another video, but today we're talking about circles. So this is the circle, and you'll see a red color where the circle should be. So this is not the circle itself. This is the mask, which is just a Facemaker tool to let you know where the circle will go depending on these settings. So let's say you increase the radius, and you can see that the circle is growing, and the mask is helping you, showing you where the circle will work. So basically only the pixels inside this mask will be shown, the rest will be hidden, okay? So this means that even if you load a square image, a full square image, only the pixels inside this mask will be shown on the watch, okay? And this is what the mask is for, is to show you exactly what will be shown on the watch, okay? So let's start by loading an image, and let's come in here. Usually Facemaker scrolls all the way down to the circles category, but I'm going to load a full image, a full square image, just so you understand what I'm talking about here. So basically, if we didn't have an image, if we didn't load this image, the mask would be exactly showing this shape here, okay? Now that we have an image loaded, you don't need the mask, so you can make it completely transparent. And we can proceed. So these are the circle properties here. The X and Y mark the coordinates of the widget center. So a circle as a center, which is this one in this case, because the image is 466 by 466 divided by 2 gives you 233. So which is located exactly here, okay? And if you zoom in, you'll know that the center of the circle is located exactly here. If we move these points here, look what happens. Okay, so the center of the circle is being calculated considering the absolute center, and usually you should leave this exactly in the middle. That's how it works, okay? But you may have cases where you need it to be somewhere else, so you have these settings and you can change them basically. So yeah, this is what it does. It's the circle center. Now the next property is the radius. So the radius is a straight line that goes from the center up onto the circle edge, so until here. Okay, so you'll know that the from here to the middle of the circle, it's 218 pixels. Okay, and then we have the circle line width, which is this this width here. Let me show you. So we can increase and decrease just like that. And imagine you have a 10 pixels wide circle. If you notice, the radius is 228, okay? But the actual center is 233. So why isn't the radius exactly the same as half the circle? Well, because the radius go from the center up into the center of the line. If the line is 10 pixels wide, half of it is 5. So 228 plus 5 gives you 233. So now you know how this works, okay? So the radius is from the center until the center of the line, okay? Now, we can proceed and talk about these two properties, which are actually the most important, the start angle and the end angle. So right now, this is set to start on angle 0, which is on the 12 o'clock here, and to end on 360, so a full circle. It will end here and start here and end here, okay? So let's say we wanted to end on 270. It will end here, okay? So starting on 0 and ending on 270. And how about half a circle? So we should set this to 180. Oops, sorry. 180. And there you go. So this is the start and end angles. And many people contact me asking me how can we make a circle that grows counterclockwise. So right now, the circle will behave like this. And never mind what is happening, let it complete a full circle and then it will start correctly, okay? So there we go. It starts here and ends here. How about if we wanted it to start here and end here? Okay, all we had to do is set 180 as the start angle and 0 to the end angle. So now it will start on this angle here and end on 0. And again, never mind, it will update soon enough. And there we go. So now it starts here and ends here, okay? So there are other cases where it's more complex. So imagine you wanted to start here at 9 o'clock and end on 3 o'clock. So for that, you have to use negative degrees. So from here to here, it's 90. But from here to here is minus 90. Okay, so let's insert minus 90 degrees and end on 90. And there you go. It starts here and ends here. Now imagine that you want to the circle to start on 90 and end on minus 90. All you have to do is invert these values. Just like that. Okay, so you can use negative values to achieve a behavior, a counterclockwise or clockwise behavior, depending on the start and end angles. Okay, so keep that in mind. Okay, so I guess the Huawei circles are explained. These are pure circles, okay? So you could load, for example, let's come in here and instead of loading an image, we're going to generate. So Facemaker allows you to generate circles, and all you have to do, and let's set the start angle to 0 and the end angle to 360. And now this is the properties of the circle. But here we're generating an image to use on the circle widget, okay? So basically, here you're creating an image, not editing the circle properties, okay? So let's say you want the circle to be 20 or 30 pixels wide. There you go. Now, if you notice, we changed the image properties, but we also changed the circle properties. So Facemaker will adapt the circle to the image properties when you create it inside Facemaker, okay? So let's say that you wanted the circle to start on 0 and end on 90, not 360. So you come in here on the image and set it to 90 here. And Facemaker will create a circle that will start on 0 and end on 90. But the circle properties are still starting on 0 and ending on 360. So you should change it accordingly. So if I enable the mask now, you'll notice that this part is still red. So what is red will be used, and we have an image that only covers 90 degrees of the full circle. So if we lower this value, you see what is happening, okay? So you should match these two values. So the start angle here and here, the end angle here and here. So if I set it to 90, there you go. Now the circle will work between 0 and 90, and the image is optimized with the circle starting on 0 and 90, and no more pixels are needed because only this part will be shown, okay? So I wanted to make this very clear. You can generate images for circles on Facemaker, and you can also create sectors. So basically, if you increase this value here, let's say 10, and then increase the gap, this is what you can do. So you create separation between sectors on the circle. And if you, let's say, let's reset this to 360 and also increase this image angle, you'll see that the sectors will grow according to the number of degrees of the circle. So yeah, this is how it works. If we set it to 360 and increase you can have as many sectors if you want, so 200 or let's say 50. And you can also create gradients. So basically you have 3 kinds of gradients, and usually the conical is good for this kind of widgets. So yeah, you can create the gradients and then use it on a circle widget. So this was the generate image for a circle widget on Facemaker for Huawei. And I guess that Huawei is covered. So now we can go ahead and show you. Oh, by the way, Huawei allows another kind of circle widgets, which basically it's an image set, not a perfect circle, but a collection of images. Now let me show you here. Let's select the heart rate again, and we have an image set with the data type heart rate zone. So only 2 or 3 data types have this kind of image set, okay, for Huawei. And if we press generate, besides being able to generate lines, which we'll be covering in another video, you can also generate circles. So there you go. So this looks like a circle, and it is a circle, but it's just a collection of lines, or rather images. There you go. So if you set it to This widget can only have 6 images, okay? This is a limitation from Huawei, not Facemaker, okay? And you can give it sectors, just like before. Increase the line width, and then you would have a circle built out of a image set, okay? So keep that in mind. I think that the other data types that exist for Huawei that allow you to have image sets, no, it's not sleep. Let me see here. So stress, I guess. Yeah, it's stress. There you go. You can also create circles. Let me take the container out of the way. You can also create circles, lines, and text. So relax, normal, medium, but we'll talk about this on another video. So basically, Huawei only has 3 image sets that you can use as circles, okay? These are 2 of them. I can't remember right now what the other is. But yeah, Huawei is covered. Let's go and talk about Amazfit. So let's choose the Amazfit GTR 4. And Amazfit has 2 kinds of circles. The first one is a pure circle, just like Huawei. And let me show you here. Let's go with the heart rate, like we did for Huawei. So, and circle. There we go. The problem about the Amazfit pure circles is this: you can only use a simple color for them, okay? All the properties here are the same as for Huawei. So you have radius, you have start and end angles, just like that. And you also have the circle line width. The difference is that Amazfit circles allow you to select the tip, change the line ending, so it can be round or flat, okay? So choose whatever you need. I guess that many people use the Amazfit circles. I prefer to use another thing that I'm going to show you right now. So these are the circles of Amazfit. We already covered them for Huawei, so if you didn't see it, go and see it, okay? So the only difference is the line ending. The other type of circles is the image set. So I showed you for Huawei that there was a type of widget called image set that with a collection of images you can create a circle. Amazfit also has it, and this is it. So the difference is that the image sets for Amazfit have no limit of images. So you can have 100 images to create this circle, and the watch will happily accept it, okay, and work with it. So this is the advantage. You can also create, I added this option, you can also have line endings round or flat, okay? And this is the same as for the image sets of Huawei. The only difference is that you can have the number of images you want. So let's create 10. It usually 10 is good enough. I mean, more than 10, I can't see any use for it, but you can use more than 10, but it will increase your watch face size, so be careful, okay? So 10 is good, at most 20, perhaps 20, and you can see here. So right now it's growing from the 0 degrees and going all the way to 360. But we can make it work the other way around or counterclockwise by inverting these values. So from 360 to 0. And if you see now, it is growing in the opposite direction, okay? And you can use sectors and have a gap size here and create separation between the sectors, okay? If we press play now, look what's happening. Okay, and Facemaker has a feature that makes this kind of circles great to use. And I'll show you right now what I'm talking about. So let's go all the way to 20. And it's the frame that is selected here. And what we can do is use a feature called frame to image widget. So click it, and you can see it because it's on top of the image set. But let's put it below the image set and hide the image set, okay? And now on this image that we exported, which is the last frame of the image set, so we copied this frame, the last frame of the image set, this one, onto an image widget, okay? This is static, this won't move, okay? So now let's go into this image we took from the image set, and let's apply an effect, a grayscale effect. So right now, as you can see, we removed all the color information of the image, and we can make it perhaps a little bit darker, just like this. Okay, let's disable the guidelines so you can see better, and now show the image set and play. So this is the advantage of the image sets. You can remove one of the frames, the last one, of course, and make it an image widget and use it to mark the or to be a placeholder of the line. Okay, so yeah, I think I talked about everything and how circles work on Facemaker, and for both brands, Amazfit and Huawei. I hope you liked this video. I hope to see you on my next one, and we'll be talking about line widgets. Okay, so thank you very much, and I see you on the next one. Bye.